Hello and welcome to Mind Your Mind podcast. Here in
Hello.
Mind Your Mind podcast, we talk about life, mind, universe, everything, absolutely nothing at all. My name is Ozan Kolju, and here's Henna and
Hi, Ozan. And as always, we are together to discuss on another very charged topic, which is fulfillment.
Fulfillment. I would start with what is fulfillment, with the definition of it, just to make it clear what we are talking about. Definition of the fulfillment also depends on the person as well. It can mean different people. What is fulfillment for you?
Well, I have been honestly reading a lot about this topic because when we when we shortlisted this topic, I knew for sure that there's going to be a lot to talk about. So I started reading about what are various views on fulfillment, and I have reached to a potential bottom line, wherein I can safely say that it is a delicate balance between the two most important P's of life, which are peace and progress. It is the exact balance of these two things in life. So it of course comes from within. It comes from knowing who you are and what you want, the person you want to become, the person you are created, you were created to, fulfill a certain purpose on earth. When you have this realization, when you know that there is meaning in your actions, there is trust in your beliefs, and when you are confident about the way you think, I think that's when you feel the most fulfilled.
I think it fits to my view as well. Uh, like it's a feeling of like wholeness. I think for me,
Oh.
that's how I would say it. During the way, like we always talk about doing nothing, being present, enjoying
Hmm.
small things in life, and it might come across that we don't do anything in our lives. We just sit down and just hang around, but that's not the truth. We do a lot of things in life. Just the fact that we are doing this podcast, we
Right.
always are working on something, right? We always are achieving something, and we are doing lots of things at the same time: works and studies and family and friends and everything.
Mhm.
And the fulfillment for me is the state of how you're doing these things and being in the process, but being exactly there, present in the process, and not feeling the lack of something, not feeling the lack of what you're gonna get in the end of the process, because the end of the process is death.
Mm.
Okay, so we can't really live our life
Yeah.
like we will be happy in heaven, right? That we need to enjoy the good things. We need to enjoy the heaven given to us on the way there.
But I think, Ozan, where do we go wrong in identifying whether we are feeling fulfilled or not? Or maybe, we chase fulfillment, which itself is a flawed thing to do.
Exactly.
Uh, like it's nothing to be chased. It is something
Yeah.
that needs to be created within you, just like happiness. So happiness, internal happiness, is fulfillment, basically. What we think is that we are going to take certain decisions in life, we are going to make certain calculated moves, take some risks, and reach closer to fulfillment. I think that is where we get it all wrong. Because as we discussed with our with in another episode with Dr. Mark Halpern, uh, fulfillment and happiness is not a destination. It is it is the journey. It is the process.
Process.
So
Yeah.
it's like, uh, treating fulfillment as a destination versus a day-to-day state that we experience through our actions is what is something that we have it all wrong there. What do you think?
Yeah. No, I agree with that. It's something that can be achieved in it's a process,
Yeah.
right? Uh, like I was thinking actually, like what gives fulfillment, and of course, like lots of studies on this in psychology as well. For example, I'm pretty sure you heard about the Maslow's the pyramid of needs. We have like physiological needs, and
Yes.
basically on top of that, the
Yes.
security and everything, and like on top we have like self-actualization,
Hmm.
which is a pretty broad concept, and it puts the human mind in a way that every time your main need, what you crave the most right now, is fulfilled, then you're going to have something new. So
Hmm.
you're going to start a new process. And as soon as you have that, then you're going to have something new. If you have everything perfect, everything lined up, then basically with the self-actualization, then you will look for a purpose and you will want to be bigger. There's always a concept of inflation. That's how I put it in my book as well. It never stops. Like the human mind
Hmm.
is kind of designed this way that you always want more in life.
More.
You will never be satisfied.
Yes, and I think it's very natural too, because it's easier said than done. That when you are influenced by people around you, we are social animals. We live in a society which is constantly progressing, chasing goals, achieving them, and there is a sense of there's a sense of enthusiasm, a sense of competitiveness in all of us, that we want to get better every day. But that is not going to guarantee fulfillment.
Yeah, because there's going to
Fulfillment,
be something else
yes,
afterwards.
right. So your goals cannot define, achievement of your goals cannot define how fulfilled one is. It's not about the what if of life. I think that's our biggest mistake. Our biggest mistake is that we rest the concept of fulfillment on what if. And that is what frustrates us, because we feel unfulfilled all the time, because the what if keeps changing. Within that thought of what if is actually, in a way, we are unconsciously making uh, making an admission to ourselves that our desires may or may not be fulfilled. Our desires may or may not happen. And when we base our peace of mind, our happiness, on a may not, we are bound to be permanently dissatisfied.
Yeah, we
We,
put the
we cannot,
condition there, you lose.
yeah, I mean, we cannot really say that I'll be fulfilled when I get XYZ. No, just skip all those contingencies for what I will be, and just be. Just be in that present moment. I think you are already living one of your dreams.
Yeah, you put it quite well, actually. Just be in the present moment. I think that's the key. I'm not sure if fulfillment comes first in order to be present. Like when you feel fulfilled, then you can feel like you can enjoy the present moment, or the other way around. I'm not sure yet, but that is, I think that's the key. And I think if you feel the fulfillment, if you feel that while you are also working on things in order to get what you want, I know, whatever you want,
Hmm.
that also helps you along the way because you do it from a complete different state of mind. And I'm just reminded as I'm talking of uh, episode we did with Jessica Haslow,
Hmm.
and she was talking about the manifestation and how she was like key to manifestation was the fact to be grateful for things. So gratitude and
Yeah.
feeling like you already have it actually help you, empower you to get manifest whatever you want. And as soon as you don't feel that, you don't feel gratitude or fulfillment, then basically you have this feeling of lacking something. That you
Hmm.
are not all, you are missing a piece. And that gives those frequencies in your mind where you are like you're hungry, you know?
Yeah,
And it
yeah,
just
I get
blocks
that.
you.
Right. I think uh, even if we decide on certain parameters that, when I will achieve this, I will feel better or I will feel fulfilled. Uh, those things are those feelings that we assume that we would feel when we achieve those things are just assumptions at the end of the day.
Yeah.
They are not guaranteed. And when you reach that goal, whenever you achieve it, I think that assumption breaks, uh, and we come back to our reality, and what we see is that, okay, we have achieved this, but we are still hollow from inside.
Yeah.
What did we miss? Actually, what we missed was to really enjoy the small moments in the process of reaching that goal. And that can be done anytime, anywhere, at whatever stage of life you're in. uh, I think that's the key to being fulfilled. I'm not denying outer success. I'm not denying that, the material success is not important. It absolutely is. And that is why I said that fulfillment is actually a fine balance between the progress and peace of mind. The progress, of course, implies the outer progress, but it makes you a progressive person from within when you are at peace with what you are, when you know your potential, when you know your beliefs, when you trust yourself, and when you are aligned with the purpose in your life.
Yeah. It's good that actually both the basically the external factors as well, like success or basically materials, but we have too, like the money is
Mm.
important, of course, like health. Like, I'm not even talking about the physiological needs like health or things like this, and having people
Mm.
around. These are all very important things. So it's nothing like fulfillment is not like the fact that thinking or lying to yourself that everything is perfect right now, it can't be better,
Yeah.
because most of the time it's not, and that's perfectly normal. This is life. Probably you are not in a perfect environment, but while doing things, while asking for more, while trying to make more money, while trying to buy that house, buy that Ferrari or whatever you want,
Hmm.
are you grateful for the things you have right now? Are you able to enjoy what you have right now? Because if you're not,
Hmm.
then that is a living proof that you will also not enjoy whatever you will get later on. Because everything is the same thing. It's just all materials. It's just a
Yeah.
little bit more.
And okay, so even if we say that, your present is totally messed up, let's assume your present is totally messed up, and you're feeling totally unsatisfied at the moment, and you want to achieve a greater state in life where you can feel fulfilled. Again, our brains do this funny thing that uh, uh, whenever you're feeling unsatisfied, you immediately idealize the exact opposite to be true for your future. Like, if you're feeling unsatisfied, you will set up some goals, and you will feel that those goals are going to satisfy you without really identifying yourself, whether you completely align with them, whether those goals connect with your deeper sense of purpose. I think what we get so engrossed in is the outer possessions, uh, and our brains. tell us that, whenever we will achieve that, we will be happier, and we believe that to be true. So that I think we forget the most vital truth, that everything has its pros and cons. Even if you have a bigger house, a bigger car, a great life, great career, it has some, it comes with certain sacrifices. You'll have to do late nights, you'll have to take risks, and they are all the downsides of it. You should be willing to do those things in order to achieve your dreams, your hopes. And we should be able to accept something completely, and not just the good of it that we choose. So I think that's what fulfillment is: the confidence, the grounded confidence in your pursuits. That that's what, that even the challenges that you face during the process do not make you dissatisfied or frustrated, but you enjoy those challenges as opportunities towards reaching your goal. When you are fulfilled, I think you are able to look at the negative also positively.
I actually am against the concept of goals.
Okay.
I also wrote in my book, I don't think everybody agrees with me,
Okay.
but the fact that the goals, or how we define the goals, really add that conditionality, and they
Hmm.
give us false hopes. They put us false pressure on top of it. What I mean with false hope is the fact that we think we'll be fulfilled, and I think that's just how we define like goals. As soon as we put the label goal, we add a conditional to our happiness, to our fulfillment, to it. And I think we do that because we are lazy. And in a way, okay, not lazy like we are not trying to achieve the goals. We are lazy that we think it's easier to have something else externally, or reach something, get some success, or get some material things, and we put our happiness conditionality on those things. We think that they will make us happy because we are too lazy to work on
Find our
ourselves
own
right
happiness.
now. Yeah, because it requires work, a
Yeah.
lot of internal work, to be here, to be fulfilled, to feel the gratitude. And it's just easier sometimes to, you know, I just, if I had $1 million, I'll be
Hmm.
happy. Okay. It's just easy to put the responsibility of
On
our happiness
that.
to something else.
Yeah. Yes, I think you're so right in that regard. Because uh, it's a difficult, it's internal work. It's difficult to do. It's not everybody's cup of tea. It requires self awareness, uh, requires a lot of patience, and these are the key skills that we are missing in these times, in this generation, where everything is so fast paced and we are all experiencing burnout from work, that we are hardly able to give time to ourselves. And this this creation of fulfilled self of yours requires a lot of work, internal work. We are ready to do external work because, let's say that we have the opportunities, assuming that because our culture encourages us to go out, work. They are, especially in the American culture, there are ample of opportunities for most of the people. It's a privilege, it's a blessing that you can go out, you can achieve things, you can accomplish things. But there is hardly any opportunity for you to sit with yourself and do some internal work. For that, we have to find time ourselves. And that finding time would only happen when we know how important it is to do that self work. And I think
Yeah.
that is what we are doing right now. We are here to educate our listeners that, you know, self work is the most important thing to do, uh, more than your outside achievements. Of course, they are important for you to survive in this world, and they should be done. Like, you just can't sit like a yogi and say that I'm full from inside and I don't need any money, and I'm okay as I am. I'm very happy with myself. You can't deny certain outside things in life which are absolutely essential. You have to achieve them, but at the same time, they do not guarantee that internal happiness. So that internal happiness needs to be created, and this is the exact agenda of this episode.
Yeah, exactly. It really looks like the whole society is designed to make you feel unfulfilled in order to get something out of you. Like, well, if you check the capitalism or the communism, it's each one of them is worse than each other. Like they they, they win. Like the society wins if everybody is in a craving for something and trying to achieve something and be as materialistic as possible.
Yeah.
And I think it's hard for us. I understand that it's very hard. What you're talking about is very hard for people because wherever you go, you open a TV or you go to social media or you go to any website, you are injected by this need that you should be achieving more, you should be changing things, you should be
Yeah.
earning more money, you should be changing your, like self-care routine. Even the self-care,
You are
they
lagging
made
behind.
this, yeah,
You are always lagging behind.
exactly. And then you sit down and you feel like you look horrible, you body shame yourself, you talk horrible, you're terrible at work, and also you're not making enough money, and you see all the people who are better than you, and yeah, man, it's hard. If you really, if you don't do the inner work and you look at these things, it's really tough. The whole society is planned that way.
Hmm. But as I said, I mean, I'll again stress on the fact that once you do your internal work, once you feel fulfilled from inside, whatever comes in your path externally towards reaching that success or achieving things outside, those challenges are also accepted gracefully once you are whole inside. You like those challenges, you take those as stepping stones in the direction of your goal, because you are at peace with yourself, and yourself, you know your limitations, you know your strengths, you know your weaknesses, and you know your purpose. That clarity is the most important thing that gives you confidence to go and chase your goals. So I think, uh, while I say that, achieving the outside success is important, I say that it is also easier when you are fulfilled from inside.
Yeah, it's much easier.
Yeah.
It's much easier. It will help you more. You will be in a better mental state.
Hmm.
It's very important to really feel where you are. That's I started Elite Mind. The first chapter is called "You Are Here."
Hmm.
I didn't put the picture together. Right now, I'm putting the picture together. But I was talking about how important it is that you focus on yourself right now, how you look, how you act, how you believe, what you have, not what you want to. That's one thing. What you want, it's okay. You can have a direction you want to go. You might want some things, but you want to be okay. You want to accept who you are right now, and then you want to be grateful for everything that you have. And with everything that you have, I mean everything. The fact that you're alive, the fact that you're breathing, the fact that you have 2 arms, 2 legs,
Hmm.
nose, 2 ears. Many people don't have that, you know? If you start comparing yourself to the people who have more, then you will always feel horrible.
Yeah.
Be grateful what you have and then start adding up to that. It gives a completely different mindset to the entire process and the
Hmm.
entire life you're living.
True, true. I absolutely agree. And you know, I think the most important thing is how well you use your time. Again, it all boils down to the currency of time, not money. While we may think that, the more rich you are, the more successful you are, the more money you have, uh, makes you fulfilled, it's not true. It's actually about how well are you able to use your time. uh, how well are you able to balance out your time and uh, divide it, prioritize things in your life, and divide it in assign time to the important things, and perhaps lesser time to the things that are just needed and not really wanted. So yeah, so that is also, yeah, I would say that time is the real currency here. I think we all
Yeah,
lack time. The busiest people have no time. The richest people are the most busiest. So, when the more money you have, the less time you have.
yeah. I think
In that sense, you are really poor.
no, I think it's like every single currency, uh, the scarcity is the most important value factor here.
Yeah.
Like gold is very valuable because it's scarce, right?
Hmm.
US dollar is getting less and less valuable because, well, they're printing more and more out of it. And
Hmm.
time, right now you have time, but talk to someone who is old, talk to someone who is about to die, and possibly for them, the time will be much more important than what you do
Yes.
because it's scarce. Then you realize, oh, I'm actually running out of it, you know?
And it's our responsibility to engage in experiences, to assign time to the things that make us feel excited, or that give us a sense of joy, sense of peace, which, and of course a healthy amount of stress as well, because that is important too, to push you forward, to propel you forward in the direction where you want to go. And you know uh, assign time to things that are more fun to do, that fulfill you from inside, and that's how you use that currency of time judiciously.
Adding up to what you said, like you're always running after something, right? And life is about that journey. Is like, yeah, you're running after things. There is running because you're frustrated and then you don't breathe normally and then you run out of breath and you're just completely stressed out. All your muscles are getting sore.
Hmm.
And then there's like running where you're actually breathing from diaphragm and you have a rhythm and then you're peaceful running. And, you can run a marathon like that. Everybody knows like trying to go so fast and so like not taking care of your muscles and not taking care of anything, you're not breathing properly, you can run a marathon, right?
Yeah.
So feeling the fulfillment is that for me when you take a deep breath and then run peacefully with a normal healthy rhythm.
And again, when we equate it to outside achievements, achievements are measurable, but fulfillment is something only you know how much you have, whether you have it or not. It's a much more nuanced concept. Achievement is a science because there's a recipe. We all know that how we can achieve success. We need
There's
to have.
main KPIs that you can also measure your
Right.
knowledge. Yeah,
There's a certain instruction that comes with, achieving success, that when you do this, when you get here, this is your definition of success. But there is no set recipe or a precise concept that defines fulfillment. It's very nuanced, and it is actually an art. It's not science. It's a game that you play inside yourself, and you need to keep winning it.
the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's a matter of heart, and whereas success is a matter of your brain.
The success is like that, but yeah, the fulfillment, it's just a feeling, all the feelings are kind of a game that you play within yourself, right?
Hmm.
It's all internal. It's just everything is going on within your heart.
Yeah, of course. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be happy or satisfied all the time. Of course, there will be moments where you feel dissatisfied, where you feel worthless, where you feel that there's nothing happening. There's nothing happening in your life. There's nothing to look forward to. You need to get somewhere. You're not at the right place. Those thoughts are fine. They are natural. When you are fulfilled, you view these thoughts as propelling fuel to move you in the positive direction. And I think that's what it is. Like, for me, the philosophy of fulfillment is when you are having that internal confidence, that undeterred confidence, that come what may, I will be able to figure out something. And that only a strong person from inside can think of.
Hmm.
Your outside success is not something that defines you. Your internal strength is what defines you.
So fulfillment with yourself and your
Yes, that's
your
personal fulfillment.
capabilities and abilities. So confidence,
Yes.
because then you also like not only feel fulfilled right now, but you know that you're fulfilled with your abilities to keep you in a good mental state no
Right.
matter what. I will be okay if I get what I want, and I'll be okay if I don't. I will do my best.
Yeah. That's a form. That's another way of being fulfilled. I think that's the only way.
It's hard. As you said, it's not a science, right? I'm pretty sure there are so many ways.
It's an art.
It's an art. It's an art. That is a very good way to be fulfilled with yourself. I think it's also a good way to bring the gratitude
Right.
as well. Also gratitude for you for having yourself. Like if you can be confident with yourself, then basically like I'm just grateful that I am me. We,
Mm.
we just often disregard this thing. I'm grateful what I have. I'm grateful for the people I have, but I'm also grateful that I'm me. I am cool.
And doesn't that change everything? uh, Everything around you changes when you are fulfilled from inside. It also changes the self talk that you have with yourself,
Yeah,
and that changes everything. It moves everything in the positive direction. You just know because you're clear about what you want, and you're confident, you're grounded in that belief that you know who you are, your what is your purpose, and you're also flexible with yourself, that you, even if you don't get this, it's not something that's going to break you entirely.
and
There is
then
always
yeah,
something better, and you
then
will figure
that
it.
puts you out of need, and then you don't become needy.
Yes,
And
yes.
that's a huge difference, and that will also impact how people see you, how people interact with you, because you know when someone is needy, and it's
Hmm.
just very very disturbing. And people who are fulfilled always attract others. That's just a fact.
Okay.
Are you feeling fulfilled?
Yes, I think, if I think I won't say that I'm feeling totally at peace with myself, but there's a place of hope always. There's always a place for uh, new dreams to come in, and Of course, when you ask me that, are you feeling fulfilled? I would say maybe. But when you say that, are you confident about feeling fulfilled all the time? My answer would be yes.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe that's how I would like to put it. Yeah.
That's a good way to put it. That you will get back on track because you
Hmm.
can, and you always do. And it's okay to get off the track sometimes, and which is perfectly normal because you're a human being. I'm a human being. We all are.
Yes, totally, totally.
Yeah.
Right. I think that was quite deep.
Yeah. I feel fulfilled with this discussion. So
Oh yes, absolutely. Same here. I think the whole idea of us meeting, brainstorming over these important yet day-to-day topics. Uh, I think the whole idea of delving deep into such things is to find who we are from inside, and it's a way of achieving fulfillment. This podcast makes me feel fulfilled because I figure out I find out a new side of me every time I talk on this platform. I get to know myself better, and I also see my growth happening on this platform. When I listen to the episodes in season 1, I'm surprised with the way I was thinking at that time, and now how it has changed. Perhaps I sounded more mature there and less mature here, maybe. But then that is also growth. Maybe I have become a more fun person. That's growth too. And maybe I have, with the experiences, I have turned out to be more mature. Then that is good too. So I mean, uh, that's how I really enjoy talking on this platform, voicing out my mind, and recording these conversations, because they are such a great reminder when you hear them again and again, and you know, okay, is this me talking?
that happens to me
How
a lot.
wise! How wise is that?
That happens to me a lot. A lot. Like sometimes, like you have the wisdom. Everybody has, but we forget it so often. When we go back and listen to something, it
Hmm.
happens to me too. I'm like, oh my god, I'm right. I forgot about that. Like it happens. Like I
Yeah,
even I have to go back and read my book sometimes because
it's like, isn't it like keeping a diary of your thoughts? You,
yeah.
yeah. So when you read it again, you are like, okay, I knew this. I always knew this. I think I just forgot.
No, I wouldn't say forget, but you have always different challenges. So we are all very different now than 4 years ago because we have been
Hmm.
facing different challenges. We focused on different things. We grew in some topics. We ignored some topics. Obviously, that happens. But that's why it's always go back. It's good to go back to listen and see where you were, what have you overcome, and what have you done so far, and learn a little bit from your past selves. Like
Totally.
it sounds
Always,
ridiculous, but it's so like time is not linear. This is how it is.
yeah, it's always a good idea. Sometimes not always, it's a good idea to look behind you. You know, it's a good idea to look back in time.
Yeah. Well, Anna, it was great to talk to you today again. Thank you very
Thank you so
much.
much, Ozan. And as always, I had a lot of fun chatting with you. I hope the listeners have the same feeling.
Yeah, share your thoughts. Do some self-reflection about what we speak. We talk a lot, of course, like we pass through, but feel free to take a step back, check it, how you feel about fulfillment, how you feel about having goals, how you feel about process. Yeah, and hit us with your comments and likes and subscribes and everything.
Yeah, looking forward.
See you next week.